These are my top 3 BookTok series recommendations for anyone that's looking to get into reading, continue reading, or just want something fun to pick up. Obviously, you guys know that I'm a fantasy reader primarily. I do read other stuff, but they're normally standalones or one-offs as like palate cleansers. But that means that most of these series are going to be fantasy. But I do have a historical fiction in here for you guys that are interested in that as well. The first series, without a doubt, is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This is the entry into the Cosmere, which is quite possibly the best thing ever written ever. If you like Marvel, it's like the MCU where you have so many different planets, so many different characters that overlap, and they're going to come together to be this grand scale of things. It will massively affect each world, and there's different eras, there's different time jumps. It's sick. Mistborn is the best place to start. It's a really, really self-contained trilogy. You can read on there stories that go around it that allow you to understand more that's going on within the general universe, but you also can just read the trilogy and then just leave Brandon Sanderson at that. Next up is The Magician's Guild by Trudi Canavan, which is the first book in the Black Magician trilogy. This book is insane. This is one of the books that got me back into reading fantasy. Like, if you've watched the Arcane TV show, they took inspiration from this book, and I watched it and decided I need a book like it. And I got this. I was looking around for ages after I watched Arcane because I really liked the dynamic that was in it of the politics versus power, the magic system, the effects of all of the technology that are going on within Arcane, and all of that translates perfectly into this series. Yes, it is technically classified as a young adult series, but I also don't really think it's a young adult series because the books are in the regular fantasy section in Waterstones. I think it's like that hybrid that allows you to adapt, and it's a really, really easy read, but also has such a really detailed story and amazing world building. So if you want a quick, easy trilogy, pick up the Black Magician trilogy. And finally, we have The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. This is a historical fiction, but it has so many elements of fantasy within it. I'm not talking about dragons. I'm not talking about giant ships or anything like that. It is realistic. It's set in medieval England, but it follows this one guy who goes around. There's like 14 books, and his whole life is basically made up, and he affects everything in a certain way that relates to history. I'm really trying to go about it without spoiling it for you guys. There is a TV show on Netflix. If you've seen it, I think there's 6 seasons and a film. But trust me, this series is amazing. The big thing you'll notice is that these books are really, really, really short. They're like this is like 250 pages, which is nothing. The text is also a decent size, so it's not like it's tiny little text. And the best part for me is how engaging the characters are, because I do like historical fiction, I like history, but then sometimes you feel that because it's historical fiction, there's too much realism within the characters. And a lot of the times that affects the plot and affects the dynamic and the growth and the relationships and stuff. That isn't the case within this. Uhtred is amazing. These are the 3 BookTok series recommendations that I would recommend to anyone who's starting to get into reading, who wants to read more, who decides, you know what, I want a bit of excitement in my reading. These 3 series are the series I'd recommend. Make sure you guys leave your suggestions down in the comments below. Make sure to like, make sure to follow. Happy goddamn reading.